It takes an array of numbers as parameter and returns the difference between the maximum number and the minimum number. Right, that's question 7. So examples are here. If I gives you an array 1, 2, 4, 6, 23, we need to firstly finding the maximum one inside this array, the biggest one, right, which is 20. And then we're looking for the smallest one, which is 1. And using the maximum, subtract the minimum, getting a 19. So that's how we find the difference. So let's firstly copy the description here, right, inside here. Right, so question number 7. Right, so that's question number 7. Right, so firstly, again, we need to create the function with file diff name, right? Function file diff, and takes an array as parameter, and now inside here we're gonna think about what to do first, what to do next, and what's the last step. All right. So first we're gonna find minimum and maximum, right? Minimum and max, and then use the maximum minus minimum, right? 2 steps. And to find the minimum and the maximum, we are going to using a loop here to loop through all the numbers inside the array and looking for the minimum one and the maximum one. Right. So the way we do it is I'm gonna create a storage to store the number inside the array, and comparing it with the rest of the array one by one to checking if that is smaller than the rest of it or bigger than the rest of it. Let's see how we do it. So we're gonna create a variable here. It's called main. Right. Actually, not mix, main. We're gonna make this one start with let me see. JavaScript creating biggest number. No, this one. So I think this is a function to help me to create the biggest number in the JavaScript. So if I run that inside here, it's giving me the biggest number in the JavaScript, right? So I'm gonna create the minimum number. Hold on. I'm gonna firstly say I can just using the first number inside here, right? That's the minimum number, not me. Array the first number, and the variable max is equal to array the first number. Alright, so I'm gonna using the first number as both minimum and max number. That's my first step. Right, so it's gonna be assign the first number to be the biggest number and the minimum number, and then we'll do a loop for variable I equal to 0. Right, that's how it goes through the loop. Right, it's also have variable length. Length equal to array.length. Right, so getting the length of it. Right. So for I equal to 0, I smaller than length, and I plus plus. Right, this is a loop through the whole array, checking all the numbers from first one until the last one. Now we can comparing. Actually, we're gonna start from the from the zeros ones here. Right, we're gonna checking if the array's zeros number be smaller than minimum number, then we just say the minimum number is equals to not 0, should be I here, right? If this current number is smaller than the minimum number, we're going to update the minimum number to be the ith number. Right. And also have if case if the ARI is bigger than the maximum number. Let's say the maximum number is equal to this number. And after this loop, we're actually getting the minimum and maximum number inside these two variables. And then we can just using return max minus min. Let me first try if that works. So console.log, and just grab the example we have inside the example here. And just grab this one, see if that works. All right, this one should give me 19. And let me try to open this one in the lab server. I'm just checking the answer. Come on. Right. So 19. Right, that is correct. Alright, so we're actually going to try to try to go through this array, see how that works. So let's say this example here, right? So let's try to run this input in this function, see how it works. So we have function type if, which is 5. If array is 1, 2, 4, 6, right? So then we say we'll create the minimum and the maximum. So the minimum in this case is going to be 1, right? Same thing for the maximum, is also 1. It's really hard. Right. So we have minimum and maximum as 1, right? And we have the length equal to array length, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 here. Length is 6. For variable I is 0, I smaller than length, I smaller than 6. Right? And I plus plus. If array I smaller than min, array I, first time we write, array I is the array 0, is the first one, it's 1. If 1 smaller than 1, we'll do that. It's not, we're not going to do it. Checking next one is array 1, array 0, right? If 1 bigger than 1, it's not, so we're not going to do it. And then we're just going to repeat the loop. I plus plus. So we're checking if 2 is smaller than min. 2, min in this case is 1, right? Min in this case is 1, and maximum is 1. Both of them are 1, right? So we're not going to. So if 2 is more than 1, we'll do something here, right? It's not, so we're not going to do it. And we're checking next. If 2 is bigger than max, max equal to 2. So the max in this case here now it is equal to 2, right? It's not equal to 1 anymore. And we're going to repeat this loop. 4, right? Right now, I is equal to 4. Is 4 smaller than min? No, it's not. We're not going to do anything. I don't check if 4 is bigger than max. Max is 2. 4 is bigger than max. So we have max is equal to 4. Right? So we'll keep updating it. And we're passing 6. 6 is not smaller than min, so we're not going to change the min, but 6 is bigger than max. So we're going to have to put 4 into the max. Keep going to 20. Alright. And then we'll have 3. 3 is not bigger than minimum. Sorry, so 6 is not smaller than minimum, and it's not bigger than maximum. We're not going to change the minimum or maximum. Right now, after the loop is done, and the maximum what happened here is 20. You know what happened here is 1. 20 minus 1 is like. Right? So we keep comparing all these numbers one by one to the first number. If the number is bigger than the first number, we'll replace the maximum. If the number is smaller than the minimum, we'll replace the minimum number. And after we go through the whole loop, we get the minimum and maximum number. Right? Yes, we can use that as well. This is just a first solution. This is a if you so if you want to do the whole thing by yourself, this is the first solution, right? To make it work. And yes, our students mentioned like they were trying to search online and looking for some other solutions. Yeah, there are. For example, to getting the minimum and the maximum, you have other ways, right? So if you search online, you may getting the answer like minimum can be max the max, max the mean, and with a array that works, and has a variable max equal to max the max array. That is how you're getting the minimum maximum. This is called a split operator. We haven't loaded this yet. All right, we're gonna load this inside here, year 6. That's a newer version of JavaScript. They provide some convenient ways to allow you to do some things you cannot do with the traditional JavaScript. All right, we're gonna load that in the future. So this is why I didn't really cover this one right now. This works, and also there's another way it works. You can using apply. Right? I don't think anyone is actually using that because we have the split operator right now. But that one also works. You can do the variable mean is equal to max the mean dot apply on a null and an array, and that also works. Right? You can checking on that online, and the same thing for the maximum. Right? Same idea for the maximum. Change the mean to the max. Right? This one also works. Right? But this one this is simpler, so people are right now all using this one right now. So here, basically means that right. So max, it is a function allows you to comparing some numbers, right? Some numbers won't be an array of numbers, so it's going to be something like this. So max the max, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 6. That's any numbers. It can tell you which is the mixed one here. But then it allows you to pass in an array of numbers. If you put this thing, all numbers in an array, it's going to give you an arrow, right? To make it work, we need to grab each number inside the array. Right, we're going to grab each number inside the array. Now, is a 1, allows you to do that. It's going to grab all the numbers inside the array to make it like this. Right, this is what does. Right, we're gonna learn this more in the future, but this is just how it works. It's just going to grab the numbers inside the array one by one out. Right, to transfer this format into this. Right, so yeah, we're gonna load that in the future. But without it, you can still do it. Without the min and max, you can still do it. You can just grab it. You can just do it with a for loop, right? With a for loop. Just using for loop, find the minimum and the maximum. Right. So if you went to some interview, they said, can you just try to find the minimum and maximum without using the min and the max function? And you can using the for loop to do it. And using for loop to do it. Right, so this is different solutions here. Right, find if. That's now question number 7. And let's see question number 6 here. Sorry, question number 8. Time converter. I see many students already finished this one. So this one is just I give you a seconds, and you need to change it to the minutes and seconds. Right, so if it's 61 seconds, that is 1 minute and 1 second. 63 seconds, that's 1 minute and 3 seconds. Right, so 120, it's going to be 2 minutes and 0 seconds. Right, so this is basically what this function does. So let's just copy the function description here. Question number 8. Right, write the function time converter. Right, so we're gonna write a function time converter. Function time convert. Right, it takes the num and returns the num of hours and minutes. So firstly, when you get in the minutes and get the seconds, right, or hours and minutes, right, no matter what you call it, either hours of minutes or minutes of seconds. So it's called. It's just refers to the function. It's going to be hours and minutes, right, and combine them, right. So we're going to do firstly getting hours and getting minutes and combine them. Right, and to get in the hours, we're getting the num like 61 when you get it to be 1, right? So the way we get it, we're gonna using a divided by to get it, right? So for example, if I give it 61, if I divide by 60, I want the 1 here. If I give you 122 divided by 60, I want the 2 here. That's 2 hours, 1 hour. We want the number before the dot. A number before the dot. Right, like if 200, not 450, it should be 60, right? I don't know why I put 60. 222 divided by 60, that is 3 hours. Right, we're getting the hour here. So to do it, there are many ways to do it. I'm getting some solutions from students. Right, so first one, we can do a variable hour. Right, hour is equal to a num divided by 60. Right, some students are really smart. They did the fixed 0 here. Right, that's called fixed or 2 fixed. I think it's called 2 fixed, right? When this is function we done before, 2 fixed 0, to get rid of the digits after the dot. So if I have a 61 divided by 60, the 2 fixed 0. It should be parentheses here. Let's give you a 1, and I can do fixed. If I have a 122 fixed, give you a 2 in string, and if I get a 200. 3, right? If it's gonna be 59 is 1. See, have some issues here. So 59, it should be 0 minutes hours, but it's because it's rounded up, so it's give you a 1 here. So this way is actually gonna give you some issues. Right? If a number is smaller than 30, like 29, it's gonna be 0. But if it's bigger than 0.5, it's rounded up to the 1. So you're gonna have to first checking if that is bigger or smaller than 50. So then 0.5 hours. So this is kind of like a little bit annoying. I have to check in here. I have to check in here. So another way to do it is going to, instead of using 2 fixed, we can have another function called a parseInt. So we can call parseInt 59 divided by 60. Let's still give you 0. That's going to just cut it out. Only cut the integer part of a number, right? Like if it's 100, 19 is still going to be 1. So this is a better function to use it here. So it's want to round it up to 2 or to 1. It's just going to grab the integer part of that number. Right, so the parseInt here is a number. Easiest way to grab the hour here. And for the minutes, it's going to be num modulo 60. Right, give you remaining numbers. This is what we did when we first started learn the JavaScript, have the modular to give you the remaining part of this divide. So if you have a 62 modular 60, it's going to give you a 2. Right? It's going to 119 modular 60. It's going to give you the 52 as remaining. Oops, not add. It should be modular 59. Yeah, 59. Right. So now we can combine them together. Right, combine them together. We're going to be we're going to return it out. Return the hour plus the column and plus the minutes. And this is our answer. We're going to console log it out. Console log out. Time convert. Try some numbers. For example, 1,000. Right. It's going to be able to calculate it for us. So the answer for that is 16 hours and 40 minutes. 1,000 minutes. Right. If it's 0 minutes, it's going to be 0 minutes and 0 hours. 59 is going to be 0 and 59. All right, you can try it out. Should work for any numbers. So the key here is to using the parse int to get the integer part for the hour. All right. Let's see the next one. Right. Next one. So this is about the hardest one in this. Not the hardest one, it's just the most tricky one because you need to. This time we need to loop through a string instead of an array. We're looking for how many high inside this long string, how many O inside this string, how many high inside this string, and how many H inside this string. Right, so in the first one we have 1, 2, 3, so the number is 3 here. And then we have 2 O here, so the answer is 2. I have 0 hearts, so the answer is 0. So we're going to try to looking for how many str we have in the long. Right? So let's firstly copy the function description here. Yeah, question number 9. I'm trying to write a function. Find string and takes 2 strings as parameter and return how many str you can find in long. Right, so let's say function find str, looking for how many str we have inside long. All right. So the way we do this function is we're gonna keep comparing each character inside this long to see if they are equals to the hi. Well, not each character, each pairs of a character for this case. So if we're gonna what, for example, we're gonna do if checking if DA equal to HI, if AS equal to HI, if SD equal to HI, and if DH equals to HI, if HI equals to HI. We're gonna keep comparing and see each time we match it, we're gonna adding 1 to a counter, and after the comparison, we just return the counter out. Right, and the way we do it is going to be, for example, this question here, this string here, right? This string here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call the function slice, right? To get in the first 2 character, it's gonna be slice 0, which is where it start from the first character, and ending at the second character is gonna be 0, 1. I want to end it before the S, so it's gonna be 2 here. Right, 2 stands for the S, 0, 1, 2. So 0, 2 gives you the DA. And then we're going to get in the 1, 3, and getting the 2, 4, and keep going until the last character. Keep comparing these 2 characters with HI, see if they match. Right, then the 3, 5. Right, just keep going, comparing them to see if that equal to the hi we have there. All right. So let's do it. So this is going to be our solution number 1. So we need a few things. Firstly, we need to get in the length, variable the long length, long string's length, which is to long the length. Is that a function? Length? No, it's not a function. It's just it's a property. So it's just long the length. Right, and let's do the loop. Variable for variable I equal to 0. Start from 0. And well, if you see I smaller than long length, I plus plus, that's actually not gonna work, because if we stop, because for here we actually want to do is we want to grab the long 0, right? Long 0 and long 2 here, right? 0 and 2 here, getting the 2 here, and if basically the first number here represents I. It's going to be I plus 2, I plus 2, I going to be I getting from 0, 1, 2, 3, keep going. When that, but the first number here it won't go to the last digits here. It's going to stop at the S here, because the last string is going to be hi. So for example, it's going to be, so the length for this one, let's check in the length. The length of that is 18, and this is 18. But the I is going to only getting to 16 to 18, which is the last of string here. The I want to get into 17 or 18. Right? So if it's getting 17, it's going to be 17, 19, which is going to be only an I here. But well, it's not make sense if we're comparing the I to the hi. We want to compare inside here, right? They're never gonna match because we only have one character. It's gonna be 2 characters here. One need to match. So the I gonna stop before the length of the long. I hope that makes sense. So this is the most tricky part here. So the I here gonna stop at this point here, not at the end, because we're trying to get in the next 2 characters after the I. Right. So the I here, we're actually going to grab the str length as well, which is going to be str the length, and I is going to be smaller equals to long the length minus the str length. Alright. So if the string here is 18, I is stopped at 16. The length here is 5, so I stop at 4 at here. Right, here the length is 5, I stop at 3. Alright, so this is how we think about this question. Right, so the hard point here is to figure out what is the stop point here. And now we can start to compare. So we're going to have a counter, like a solution, counter, to count how many counter to count the number of str in long, right? So every time we found a match, we're adding 1 to the counter, right? Every time we found a match, we're adding 1 to the counter. So if str is equals to the long, right? So it's I and I plus str length. If they match, we're adding 1 to the counter. Else, we don't have to do anything. So there's no else case. And after the for loop is done, we can return the counter, and it's going to be our final answer. All right. So the I and I plus string length is just the same idea here, right? This is I, this is I plus the string length, which is I plus 2, right? Hi length is 2, so it's 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5. Keep going until the 16, 18. Right, you can try to do this loop. Like try to analyze it. So we're trying to get in from first two characters, and the characters after it, the second one and third, and the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. I keep comparing it with HI. If they are equal, with any one to the counter, that means we find a match. And after all, just return the counter. Let's try it out. So we can console.log find string. Takes two strings. We can just copy the examples we have here. Right, copy the two examples here. This is gonna be a string. This is a string. Right. So save it. Let's try it out. The answer is what? 0. Let me come out to this type converter. Let me see. Oh, shoot, what? Maybe I don't need a parenthesis here. Oh, what I'm doing here. It should be long, right? Long takes a number here, which is I. No. Should long the slice. I forgot slice here. Slice I, and I plus sti the length. Right? Forgot the slice function here. Now it should give me the 3. Yeah. Slice function give me a piece of the string. Right? A slice of the string. Right. The slice takes two numbers. First one is where to start, and second one is where to end. Right. Start and end. Right, so this is our first solution, and we actually have a second solution for this function, which is coming from a student I have. Actually, it's very tricky. So the way they think about this question is, let me just write the function out. Right, so the way they did it is just going to be one line, return the long the split by the str. And getting the length of it, and getting the length of it, and the -1. Right? I think that's the way they did it. Did I do it? Not split. Lambda split str. Yes, give you an array, and get it at length. It's not a function, I guess. Yeah, I'll get its length. Right, so this is the way they found out. So how does that work? Right. So first, let's say what split does here. Right. For example, if I have a hello, right? We tried it before. If I have a hello world, right? If I do a split with a space, it's going to be hello and a word, array of 2 words. And if you split it with O here, it's going to use O as splitter to split it, the part before the O, and the part after O, and the last part after O. Alright, let's see this example here. What they're trying to do here is they're using HI to split this array here. So if I split this array with high, that means it's going to have a part before the HI, in the middle of here, and there's going to be empty place after the last HI. So let's say how many parts they are. Actually, going to be 1, 2, 3, and the part after HI is going to be empty space, empty string here, 4. Right? So because we have 3 HI, so the string is going to be split into 4 parts. And this is how to do it. They split it at counting how many we have it. We have 4 and the minus 1. That means we have 3 HI inside it. Alright. So this is the next example here. We have DO here. So we're trying to split this array into a string. So it's going to be split the string into array. So it's going to be array of the first one is going to be DA. The second variable going to be a second index, second element inside the array going to be D. The solo one going to be empty string. And so so it's going to be 3 parts, right? 1, 2, and 3. Minus 1 is 2. Right? That is the answer. Right? So that's how this way works. So using the str to split the long and getting its length, just minus 1. That's going to just answer. So this is the second solution for this one. Right, so like we did it in 10 lines, and this actually a better solution just needed 1 line. Right, it's very smart. Right, so we have 3 more questions. We're gonna go over them tomorrow. Right, we're gonna go over the 3 tomorrow. And today, before you continue working on the assignment, please finish the JavaScript and DOM. The first lesson 1, lesson 2. It's very short. Right, don't actually have any quiz inside it. It just has some multiple choice questions inside it. I think just some multiple choices questions inside it. And it can take you a few minutes. And on Wednesday, start from Wednesday, we're gonna using what we learned here to try to work on some project. Right, try to work on some simple projects, see how that works. So please finish lesson 1, lesson 2 today, and then continue working on the assignment. I'm gonna have enough time for that. Alright, so I'm gonna stop the video.